get started.
Ooh,
Did you hear that too?
yeah, I
Yeah,
hear.
it was like right in my ear. I'm trying to, and then I joined. So Tombstone Dash is on the call. That's my LLC or a company. I started a long time ago when I started
Agent,
buying.
an agent.
It's some well my it's like it's not doing anything agent. I did it manually, like logged it in just because I was trying to hook up the stream. But there was someone on one of my streams that logged in. It didn't say anything. I think was definitely a bot. Um,
Mm-hmm.
because that's how I do it. I just have my bot to run through everything. Um, I was thinking about a VCA, a school, another like school community someday or whatever. And
Right,
that
right.
is to be able to get in though, your bot has to like you have to have a bot basically like and like to be verified instead of like being verified or whatever you're human. It's like only if you actually are running a bot and making commits and stuff. I don't know. Well, or like I thought I really want to like push this idea of uh, websites nowadays having bot only access, right? So
Okay.
a little captcha where a bot has to solve. And there's so many things at only like I think it could just be something as simple as typing very very fast that a human can't type that fast and a bot can or something, or like a very weird. Oh,
Mhm.
you're sharing your. Is that you? You're sharing your
Yeah,
screen, right?
that's me.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I was worried it was my bot doing something funny.
yeah, so this is the one that I connected my cloud just to. I'm using the Haiku one just to test it. So you can see the cost and usage here, how much tokens. So it gives you the stats and how fast it's replying.
Oh,
So
well,
you can
so
also bring your own API keys if you have a different key. Even though you're using Open Router, you can use our API keys for let's say I think there's a BY. Oh yeah, here BYOK. So there's an Anthropic here. So if you have keys for Anthropic, right? So Claude Code, you can put it in here, configure it in here,
hmm.
and then on your code, you're using the OpenAI, and then you bring your own key here for Anthropic, so that when you look at your logs, you can see how much it's actually using.
Oh,
So you can see your tokens, how much tokens it was cost. There's a breakdown of the cost.
okay.
The older one that I'm using Nemotron, so you can see that it's 0 because it's free. I'm using the Nemotron 3 Super
Okay.
on my agent. If you look at this model, pretty good. So you see the size of the
Yeah.
contacts, and then input token 000. So free. You want to experiment with things. At least it won't cost any problems. I mean, in terms of won't cost too much.
Huh.
Yeah, I don't want to burn my little
Yeah.
funds that I have.
Yeah. I know. That's why, I remember Alex a long time ago. He was like, save all the money you can, and he was
Yeah,
talking
yeah,
about that. And I think because he knew a little bit of inside info that, he saw the writing on the wall and just, he's up to date on all that stuff. So he probably
yeah,
can tell
yeah.
that was coming. Um,
Yeah, so this is pretty good in terms of if you don't care about what you're sending to the LLMs, because they
yeah.
also I think they do some machine learning too on Open Router.
Yeah. That's
So
probably how they get their costs down, right? Because
yeah, yeah.
they're actually divulging that
Mhm.
info.
Yeah, so I'm
Huh.
gonna try using. No, I'm not gonna. I'm gonna probably use Codex or maybe Open Code so that I can do something similar with Cloud Code, but using different models. Since I cannot override Cloud Code is using, it can only use Anthropic models. Yeah, I know it's gonna be good, but it's gonna cost a lot if I'm experimenting.
Yeah. That's cool though that there's at
Yeah,
least something. that you can
Yep.
use. So how can you run like a how can you tell what's it costing? How much is it like you have a good idea yet? Have you done enough analysis yet?
No, in terms of you mean using a different model or different tool to
Yeah,
code?
I mean, have you been able to use an open router, like really push it at all to like see how much cheaper it would be, like to or run a task or something?
Oh yeah. I'm working on that. So I'm gonna try to create that LLM local router.
Yeah, I don't want my camera on.
It's like kind of like open router, but it's gonna be running locally so that we can send it anywhere based on context. So that's what I'm trying to aim for. So depending on context, it will detect it. So or you can tell it via maybe API headers saying, okay, route this to here, and then the local LM router will allow you to route it to your LM Studio or Open Router or anyway. So that's what I'm gonna try to vibe code in.
Five. Okay. When are you gonna start? You're gonna start that?
Yeah, I'm gonna start it that soon. I'm trying to see if it's a codex. I'm gonna try it on codex first, just to get for the planning. Oh, actually, I use Grok to do the planning, so I have a plan ready already. So just the coding part, I haven't decided which one to use yet. I might try open code so that I can use different models to test how good the output of the code is and compare them. You heard of opencode.ai, huh?
No.
It's kind of like the CLI tool that allows you to use different. What it is.
Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Yeah. My for some reason I started. I'm getting a lot of like echo.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, this one. Let me share. Oh, it's kind of like Cloud Code. I think you'll be able to use different providers. Anthropic. Do you see my screen, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I could see your screen, but my audio is weird. Yeah.
Open Code. This one is just like Cloud Code, but you can use different models. I still use Anthropic. Anthropic something. You want to switch back? There's more flexibility.
Hmm.
Oh, they kept Cloudflare too. Right? Cloudflare and Worker AI. The studios here, so you can route to yeah, so there's lots of tools right now. So everyone's like vibe coding stuff, rather than like duplicate tools. We also, so I might use this one so that I have options to route it to different, to build that actual router, like a proxy. Cool. What have you been working on? You have so much project in here. I think your mic is muted. I don't hear you if you're talking.
Yeah. I keep getting a replay of everything somewhere in my computer.
Oh, maybe you're streaming? That's why.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to look for the source. Where if it's playing somewhere else or something.
Mm.
Oh, I found it.
I found.
Okay, that's gosh. For some reason, there was a tab open hidden somewhere in my one of my Finder Chrome windows, and so it was like a 2 second delay though because it's like the YouTube live stream was open.
Right.
Um, so annoying. I don't know how YouTubers like handle all this like different stuff and then like chat and then they have like people donating and responding and answering like it's a whole orchestration. I thought handling AI was hard, but that's just pretty tough. I reached out
Are
to
you using OBS? You're using
yeah,
OBS, right?
yeah, just
Mhm.
trying to. Oh, we got someone in the office.
Oh, Mason.
How's it going?
Let me spell mine. Let me spell mine.
I'm gonna share my
Let me spell mine.
screen. Sure. Hey, how's it going? Uh,
What up, man?
going on?
What are you doing in here?
Trying to. I just having live office hours, trying to talk stuff, figure stuff out, see what people are up to, stuff like that. Well, Alex wasn't in today, so I've been trying to have like weekly, like daily office hours or whatnot. I noticed that. Have you guys tested the new agents?
The Claude
How
agent?
long? Yeah, and how long ago did that come out? Because I just saw it today, and I don't know if I was.
Either Wednesday or Thursday. I think it was. I made a post about it. I think it was like Wednesday.
Yeah, I was thinking about just kind of going through that or testing it out. I haven't tested it. I had my GPT-4 for Pro take a look at it and see what it was doing. I was basically said, "Hey, I'm going to have a stream. Like, let's talk about this." So it came up with a bunch of crap. I think they're trying to just make their own like safe bot, but I really don't like their tools.
Yeah,
You
they
guys
sandbox. They guardrail you into their system, and then they're going to charge you API for that too. Eventually, I'm sure.
Yeah, I know. You'll get all set up and have it working perfectly, right, for your business, and then they're going to say, here we go, pull the rug. I
You know
don't know.
how easy they can increase or deplete your token by just injecting like additional context to it.
Yeah, I saw someone post about that. Like someone said hi, and it cost them like 40,000 tokens or whatever.
Yeah. So easy for them to like make you pay more.
It's unfortunate, but like again, I think that like no one was freaking out more than. I mean, I don't want to say that, but I was freaking out on Friday when I got that around this time that I had 18 hours left to basically took. So like the last 8 weeks, I've been putting my entire business. I run an e-commerce business, a lot of moving parts, and I automated a whole bunch of it. So I'm getting that email saying that like I want to pay on a holiday weekend at 18 hours to like get everything off of Claude, right? It's like a pain in the butt, but I don't know, man. You don't treat customers that way. Even if we are like in the gray area of use, using our own wrapper of OpenClaw, like there's no doubt that OpenClaw did more for Anthropic and Claude Code subscription.
True, that's true.
Than Claude Code did for itself.
Yeah,
so to treat us like we're just like get out of here, that just that doesn't sit well. And it just everyone was clowning on Alex when he got his Mac Studio, right?
They're not consumer friendly. They want to do only enterprise because they can get bulk of their money without even actually getting all the resources used, right? And they will ask enterprise to pay for a certain amount, but that actual resource, CPU or hardware resources, doesn't really get used as much as if you're an independent user.
Yeah, I just think it's weird when then they gave you the $200 free credit or whatever. Did you guys get that message? And when you were working on your like Telegram or whatever?
I got the message in the back end. I was using my, looking at usage, and it said $200. They did have a mistake, so I ended up getting $400.
Really?
But yeah, I hit the button twice to give me 400. But like I used that up like by Wednesday, I think. So
Well, I think it was funny because it wasn't really used directly for your API like credits at all. Like for the actual for when you use API, it's separate from that, right?
yeah,
And
because
so
my theory is if you go that route and force everyone to then sign up to Claude Console and download API keys, most people using OpenClaw, as you could tell from the group, have no idea where to find these things. So to get them from the Claude.com platform to like Claude Console would be like a leap for them, and then reframing OAuth to, you know what I'm saying? So it's probably they did a favor there, but it's still strange.
but you couldn't even use it without. That's the weird thing is like you can't use it without having to switch over. So they're like, hey, we give you $200, but by the way, it's not for your bot. Still, it's just this is for whatever. It's just, but you still not if you want to use your bot, you just have to go pay. We're not helping you out. Like it was, I thought automatically it's just like, hey, sorry, we made rule changes. You got to credits, so here's your 200 free API credits. But it wasn't. It was like reserved credits for your account.
No. So that's what I was trying to say. Like, if you are still logged in via OAuth, then now OpenClaw pulls from your OAuth's extra usage.
Okay.
So this extra usage is billed the same way as API usage, except that the extra usage, if you buy $1,000 worth of tokens, $700, versus if you buy $1,000 of tokens versus Claude Console, it's $1,000.
Yeah,
I don't know what.
I was
still logged into OAuth on mine.
Okay, so it kicked me out. Then I don't know why, but it acted like I had no choice but to, put the API in there. But I had already maxed out. I was already maxing out a lot that week or whatever. I did a lot of work, and my $200 was maxed out. So I actually was adding money to that little reserve area. So I don't know. It's kind of got confused. But now I'm actually just using the Claude Code, and I'm liking it a lot, man. I use a little trick I found where you force it to not ask you permissions, and then you don't have to press the 1 and the 2 over and over. And it did a good job. Found me like 15 million addresses the other day. So it's been like kind of helpful actually. Like I think it was time to go back to Claude Code to have it like kind of work on my projects, get them back to shape a little. Did something, but yeah.
So what was that? That prompt that you so I don't have to keep on clicking.
Oh yeah. So dangerously skip permissions. I'll copy paste it in the chat. I posted it I think on X. So let me. Second. Yeah, there's one for Claude Code or for Codex too. I'll put both of them in the chat. Let me see.
Hey, okay, you said that you use your own web server, like in Vercel, right, to route your shopping sites, and then use Shopify's API to process the orders.
Yeah. So my website is all hosted on Vercel headless.
Vercel now. Okay.
They shop the same way they would a Shopify store. And then when they click on the checkout button, it loads everything from their Vercel shopping cart into the Shopify checkout, which is like basically the same thing, same load times if you're using a regular, the checkout I'm saying is the same load time as if you're using a regular Shopify store or something extra. It's like the same logic, I think.
Nice. Those are using Shopify's API.
Yeah,
Just
for
like,
now. I'm trying to get off of Shopify as quickly as possible.
Yeah. Cool.
And then yeah, I posted it in the chat, and that was a lifesaver, man. I was just like, I didn't think it actually worked, but it did. Let's see, and there's one for. There was one for. I installed. I got Olama and hooked up on one of my on one of my machines to try to use. I haven't used it yet, but I want to try to incorporate using it. And then, have you guys went this what's it, Obsidian route?
I'm not personally doing. I didn't do that yet. I've been troubleshooting this thing yesterday, so I haven't really had a chance to do the Obsidian thing. I did the wiki thing, and then I got to update the new OpenClaw, but I'm gonna do it tomorrow when I'm not like in work mode.
Mm-hmm.
Did you what are you running the latest OpenClaw or no? Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I haven't updated, but I think it updated itself, or last time I checked, it should be up to date. Was there a recent update?
Well, yeah, there's a 4.5 update and then a 4.8 update. Now they have a new dreaming feature, which is basically like the Obsidian thing that Alex was talking about, but now built in to where it goes through your entire day workflow, and then it kind of automatically analyzes and then optimizes itself based off your workflow to see how it could interact with you better, communicate with you better, and manage projects you're working on better. It's called dream mode, dreaming.
Let me ask. I want to ask.
And then if you're not already, the 4.5 update was massive because the guy Boris from Anthropic did a PR, and it was all about the caching. So it's not sending 100,000, context every single time. It caches about 98% of it. So it's only sending 2,000 at a time. So that's built in OpenClaw now. That came out on the 4.5 release.
4.5? Yeah, I think I'm running 4.5 daily yesterday. I haven't tried complex stuff.
I mean, I'm typing that in right now. This is the current version. This is what what's the current version right now?
4.8.
4.5.
4.8's the new one.
Oh, there's another one? Okay, let me update mine. I'm not using it, so I'm just updating it. See what happens.
Yeah, it's 4.8 or 4.9, depending on what time zone you're in, I think. But it's on GitHub, it says 4.9, but it's if you upload it, it's 4.8 on your device.
How do okay, yeah. I think I'm on an old ass version, really.
Yeah, it's gonna save you a whole lot of token API usage if you get at least 4.5 because it does have that caching in it.
Yeah, do you guys usually just have your bot updated, or I update automatically?
No, I always because when it first gets released, I wait 24 hours to update, which is why I haven't updated yet. But I give it the GitHub repo link, and then I give it the link to the official OpenClaw X account post that promotes it. Because in that post, all of the X users will comment what the breaks are, like what's breaking the update naturally. So I preload the contents of what the errors already are, and then I say, hey, here's the errors. Read the tweet for the errors. Here's the official repo, and then it creates a upload process or update process that automatically patches all the problems people in the X feed are saying. That's
Oh
how I
my
do
god,
it,
I was on 1.24.
bro.
I haven't updated. Yeah, I thought it was automatically updated, man. What the fuck? That's crazy.
You are missing out on so much, dude.
Yeah, I know. AI, she just told me that. She's like, that's 2.5 months of updates and 22,000 commits behind, man.
Yeah, dude.
Um, wow, I just figured it would just do it automatic. Everything else updates automatically.
Your API costs are gonna go down like 90% or more right
Oh,
now. Like,
wow. That's good. Well, because I got him down pretty low, I think, because we went to just switch everything to Haiku, but shoot, maybe we can kind of go back. Damn, maybe that's why I was having issues. Because yeah, I was having to restart my. I knew something had been messed up because I was restarting my. Uh, I was having to do force restarts and stuff like that a lot. Everything was like breaking. It makes a lot of sense. Huh. Yeah. So what's your issue with the Shopify or with your store or whatever?
what's the issue? Like, why
Yeah,
did I
you
get
said
off
like
Shopify?
there's a bug. There's no whether you said there's bugs with your site or your app or.
Oh
That's,
no, well yeah, I sell like custom apparel, so I had to like my whole goal was to replace a bunch of apps, but those apps weren't just like static apps. They had like the AI back end logic. So like before you do this, make sure this, right? There's like it's not static rules, as I would say. It's based off of the order itself. So those all my cron jobs were tapped into Claude. So I moved all those over to GPT 5.4. But then everyone and their mom switched to GPT 5.4 after like the OAuth thing, right, with Claude. And I noticed Codex was taking like 10 minutes to do a task that used to take 1 minute. It was crazy. So then I just jumped on GLM, I think yesterday, and I benchmarked off my actual workflow, and every single GLM beat it. It actually found more errors in the code, and then it also like found the same errors, more errors, and then it was quicker to complete the task. And it was also cheaper in terms of tokens to complete the task as well. So faster, cheaper, and more accurate on the code.
and that was just from doing. Um, um, okay, a lot.
So my website basically every week it pulls data right from Google Analytics 4, Shopify, Triple Whale, Meta Ads Manager, TikTok Ads Manager, Microsoft Clarity for like the heat maps, and then based off all that data, it creates a new B test for split testing, right? So it creates a new variant to test against the control. So every 7 days, it's creating a new variant B for the A/B test, launching it, deploying it to 50/50 traffic via Cloudflare, and then it's analyzing that on the fly live to see what we need to change based off of heat map activity and revenue per session goals.
Okay,
So that's not like a static thing. It's like you know,
so you
it's
probably know about the guy who became like a multimillionaire for selling like the Trump T-shirts or something, right?
I do.
Or yeah, okay, you do. Okay, so an idea I had 3 years ago when GPT came out was basically the same idea. Well, what you're probably kind of already doing, and I'm sure many people do, but just correct me if I'm wrong, is just basically taking the social media data from X and Twitters and all that stuff, or social media, and going kind of like what's viral and create. I mean, not saying you're doing this, but and then it was basically creating the shirts automatically and designing and giving you options, right? Is that kind of something you're doing?
So I work with like apparel stores. They're not like graphic t-shirts. I own a hat company. We sell hats, custom hats. But I do have a new store I launched 3 weeks ago that is pulling from a source based on popularity. It's not memes, but it's pulling from a source. It's generating from ideogram. It's generating the t-shirt designs. It's then uploading those designs as new products to my Shopify store. That creates a webhook that goes into my UGC generator that creates all of the lifestyle images that look real, like an iPhone took them. And then once 16 products are generated and have the images, product photos, everything generated, then it automatically uploads them to Meta Ads Manager and then launches those as new creative tests. And that happens every week as well.
Okay. That's awesome, dude. You're fucking cool. That's rad. Yeah, and so you're doing a lot of that initially by yourself, like, right? Like you're just kind of looking it up and doing this, and now, right? It's replacing what you kind of would do manually as well, right?
Yeah, I mean, like I was telling everybody on that one group call, I'm like, hey, take the book Expert Secrets, throw it into your OpenClaw, and then give it ideas of like what products and services that you can sell. So someone DM'd me the other day, like, oh, well, you said 5 of your friends have businesses now. What are those? And I left with one example is one of my buddies has landscaping in Florida, right? My landscaper has tripled his business in 2 weeks using OpenClaw. Now, how in the hell does a landscaper triple his business in 2 weeks using AI? The last person you'd expect to use AI, right? So here's what he's doing.
Awesome.
It's scrubbing every house sold within 50 miles of him, that's his working service area with his 3 locations, right? It's finding all the homes that were sold in the last 90 days. It's pulling up their Zillow listings. It's grabbing photos of the curb appeal, the front of the house, showing their landscaping. It's then pulling in the current flowers and plants that he's planting that he has in stock. It's pulling that in. It's creating a mock-up of what the front of their home could look like. And then it's sending them through the owner email. It's sending them an email. If he can grab the email based off of like another scraping tool, showing them, hey, this is what your house could look like. And if the zip code homes are like 25% over median average for the area, it's printing a postcard and mailing it to them with their house, the front of their house on the postcard.
That's awesome. And so this is the gardener's thing he created?
Landscaping, yeah.
Okay, because that's something that landscaper should have bought, right? Should have paid $2.99 for a month or $5 a month or whatever, right? That's a business right there. Is just doing whatever that gardener did and doing that for a lot of businesses. Like when this whole AI started, people did that with solar panels too.
That's exactly the reason why I helped my landscaper out, because like my goal is to test it, do a case study on it, and then sell it to landscapers across the country.
Put it on the App Store right now, man. Make it up.
Yeah, but like knowing what I know.
Do you think I care about trash? Do you think I care about trash? And when I don't give a flying fudge,
No,
right? But I think it could make money. I don't know. I'm go ahead.
I know. I totally hear you saying. I just like I know what I'm good at. I know what they're good at. So it's like, okay, after 30 days of testing it, and like let's see what the actual numbers are. Because like this is why I like Alex. Alex he shoots out new videos about new product features, right? But he's not the first guy to launch. He's not the first guy to talk about the new feature because he wants to test it for a week or two.
Yeah.
So all these other guys that are first to market are going to have a whole lot of fucking bugs, and that's fine. But like when I come through, it's going to be with like actual factual data, the receipts that this is what happened to this company with 30 days of using AI in landscaping.
Yeah.
And we're doing the same thing for other industries, like similar. It's basically the same concept, but for different industries as well that could benefit from that sort of, because right now the Google game is kind of dying with SEO and like, Google My Business search and shit like that. So it's like, how can we get in front of them? Well, we can do outbound. Like, how does a landscape company do outbound? Well, you don't. AI does.
Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. Like I just yesterday I was just having lunch or dinner or whatever. And I told my mom, like, hey, by the way, April 15th, I'm going somewhere. She's like, going where? I don't know. I think it's for the trash alert because I have 6 different products I'm working on, and I'm like, I don't know. AI told me it's really important if I go to this meeting and shell my shit, I could get a lot of customers or whatever, right? And it's some property housing. What is it? Like property managers, people that own like homes and sell homes or whatever, NHRP or whatever. They have a local chapter here, meets once a month. So me and that. So I'm building like documentation for that kind of purpose. You know what I mean? It's just one of those sayings. It's like, okay. And then it told me to go on the podcast last week or whatever. I went on the podcast, right? Like it's reaching out to people that like, it's amazing, right? What it's doing. So much outreach is exactly what it's doing, right? I was almost thinking, I wonder if it could ship mail to people's house too. like you get like I'll just send people stamp mails, and I'm sure because like the other day she kept reminding me I have a house I rent out, and she kept and the tenants moved out, right, and they left a mess and stuff, so I need to like send them a letter saying, hey, you guys owe this and that, right? And I'm lazy. And she would just tell me, literally, you got to do it now. You got to certify it, blah, blah. Use click and ship if you can't. Like, we could do it right now, $8, click and ship. Like, because you could just click and mail it or whatever. But she was doing it because that's like a California law. If you don't send documentation within 30 days or whatever, and I thought that was just cool, right? Like, I knew when to be on top of me, like because it checks all my emails, right? So, I don't know. I thought it was cool. Maybe you guys don't.
Yeah. I think the big problem too is like so many people are like, oh, how do I make money? How do I make money? How do I make money? And like they're completely glossing over the fact that they have a skill set that they can monetize right now. Because like everyone's like, oh, I know when people in this group all the time. Literally, my DMs in school are crazy, and I'm like, hey, man, you're the reason why I don't want to share what I'm doing because you're going to try to take my idea and run with it in a shitty way. Like I'm a marketer, right? So by the time some guy calls my phone number to run Facebook ads for them, they've been burned by 10 other agencies that stole their money. And they think I'm like that. I'm like, I'm not that guy, dude. I really do this stuff. I own my own business as well, right? I'm trained by doing, not by reading or whatever. So like, if you were, you think making Shopify apps is legit? And I go, listen, man, I'm replacing all of my Shopify apps with custom integration stuff. Reason that I can tell the developer is not a real Shopify, you know what I mean? Like guy. He just created an app based off of one Reddit that says someone said, oh, I wish Shopify had this. He made an app. But me actually using these tools, I want tools that fit into my workflow, not having to change my entire workflow to utilize one app. Like all these warehouse management apps are absolutely insane. Like, they're like, I'm not running an Amazon 50,000, SKU store. Right? Like I don't need like this $10,000 a month product. I need something simple that works for us. Right? So it's like having to custom build those things is crucial. But anyone who's like, I want to make money with OpenClaw, what's a good industry? What's a good niche? Is it trash? Is it landscaping? Is it realtor? Right? It's all that stuff. Like, no. Why don't you just dump in what you're good at right now? It could be fixing fucking bikes, bro. Like it could be, how to clean your bike chain. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't matter. You can make money doing anything.
I find it fascinating that like some people just don't have an original thought, and that's what it is. Like they don't have original ideas or thoughts, but yet they want to, get in the tech. Oh, we all love AI, right? I'm opposite. I have too many ideas, right? So, but I think you had mentioned one time in a video call, like you're on this 16 hours a day or whatever, right?
Yeah.
You're on, and same here. And I was like telling my wife too. I was like, you know what? Because I'm still trying to make money off this because I pretty much my job ended, so I'm creating this and hopefully one day it'll pay off. But right now I'm in debt, off this, and I'm just don't tell my wife. But really though, like I'm not $6,000 or $12,000, right? I mean, just a little bit. I mean, but it's just I don't have a lot of income to support it. But anyways, the point of the story is that I was telling her like I don't think I'd go back to like a $150K job right now. Because I think I'm worth way more. Is like I could be like way more like for what I can do and like accomplish. Like you as well, both you guys. Just we're on the front edge of this technology that's just nuts. And like really, if like some guy was like, "Hey, I want you to come work for my company," whatever, I would probably be like, "Yeah, you're gonna have to." Like it'd be like I want to be paid like $350,000 probably at least. It's just like we are very neat, and what we can do is amazing. I think any one of us in the group,
for sure.
And that alone, the money. That's why the money doesn't really matter. It's just because it's like, man, I'm in it, and then I will never have to look back because this day will be like it is like a big day. I think it's bigger than the .com boom for sure.
For sure, I'm old enough to capitalize on it.
Yeah,
it's just starting too. It's not even halfway there yet.
Yeah, well, it's just like the same thing with that one gentleman in our school community who got he sold that app for 250 grand or whatever. And all three of us can build that same app he did, right? And it's just like, well, and we probably already built better stuff. Not saying anything against what he built, or I don't know anything about it. I just know we can kick it, like we all have that potential to build that app for that guy who's like, oh, okay, yeah, thanks, right? It's just the day has to come, hopefully.
Sure.
That's what I want. I just want to be able to support like my hobby. Do you guys ever watch another guy, Alex, or not Alex, Matt Wolf, another YouTuber?
What's his name?
Matt Wolf.
Oh yeah, I've seen him.
Yeah, he lives in San Diego, like 10 minutes away from me, right? And I reached out to him years ago because he had like, I don't know, 200. When he had like 200,000 subscribers, 100,000, I was like reaching out to him. Never heard back, but I reached out again today because that guy has like local, like he said on his podcast, like, hey, I don't have the ability to test any of these large language models because he doesn't have the ideas or whatever, stuff like that. And I'm like, and I messaged him today. I was like, dude, I totally have enough like purpose and use for a large language model if you want me to like test it and do bake offs or whatever, right? But because I could use it for one of my products I'm building. So.
Yeah, I was telling my barber about it. Right? I tell everyone about OpenClaw. I can't shut up about it. But I'm like, bro, like I just moved to Las Vegas, right? I relocated because taxes in California suck, and I went to my barber and I'm like, hey, it's been 2 months since my last cut. She's like, I know. Why didn't you come in? I go, honestly, because you didn't text me. Mm-hmm. Like, most guys get a haircut once a month or for an occasion, right? I'm the occasion kind of guy. I don't care what my hair looks like. I wear a hat. I have a hat company. Okay, it's cool. But I'm like, imagine if let's say one customer comes and visits you once a month, right? And you make $1,200 a year off that customer, just for easy math purposes, right? If you got that customer to come to your business every 2 weeks instead of every month, that lifetime or the annual value of that customer would go from 1,200 to 2,400. Now times that by 100 customers, and you're making $250K a year. You know what I mean? Like people don't understand like the CRM, and no one wants to sign up for
Vercel.
Yeah, no one wants to. No, well, damn near no one even knows what Vercel is unless you know like what AI is.
Yeah,
right? But like ClickUp or what's that? Go High Level or like ClickFunnels or like all these other CRMs that are super expensive and like they got to set them up. It's intricate. It's like, no, you can literally just say, hey, OpenClaw, I'm a barber. I want to get my customers to me, sooner. And if you have an iPhone, you can use the Blue Bubbles app, and you can literally send. Mine sends my customers iMessages when they don't respond in 2 days. It automatically iMessages them. Like my barber could do that easy. Right? It's like people don't think about that. It's like, oh, well, my pool guy only comes once a month. It's like, why does he come every 2 weeks? Why does he come every week for a little? You know what I'm saying? Like, people don't think about that. They always like, oh, how do I make money in this niche? Is dog grooming a good niche? If you watch Cody Sanchez, like, oh, I need to go buy laundromats. It's like, no, you don't. No, you don't.
Yeah.
You need to go work at a laundromat. Figure out what the problems are logistically. Solve it with AI, then sell it to every laundromat in the country.
Yeah.
But no one's willing to go work at a laundromat for the 3 months it takes to learn the system.
That's what I kind of did. I don't know if you know. I built I started vibe coding, a year ago or whatever, and trying to find something. I was building some fun stuff for like my golf cart, like because I put a BMW like i3 electric battery in there, basically like a third of a. Anyways, it hauls ass, does wheelies and shit, and not wheelies, but it's badass. But it needs like to be automated. You have to like dial it in with the charging and all this stuff. So I built like a little HTML program for it. It was so fun, and I was like, oh, maybe I'll turn this into something real, but it's so neat. It was a little too niche. And then I was just working on some other shit. So I was building tools for myself. And then I was doing background acting, right? Just for fun, because I've always wanted to be an actor, but whatever, right? So I was on a Netflix film with Tom Segura. He was also my favorite comedian, or one of my favorites. And so I did that, and it was fun. And then I did it a couple more times, and I was like, hey, well, maybe I will try being an actor. And I just saw that. I saw the need right there. I was like, whoa, this isn't as easy as I thought. I thought being an actor, you just like apply for a role, you submit a headshot. They don't care about anything else. But you actually have to like a whole little thing. You have to write like a little application for it, like, and you have to do a resume. There's like a special resume you submit, and there's like you have to do, and then you have to have a reader, so someone to read the lines with you. And this is where what got me, because I don't have any friends or that many friends to read lines to me. I mean, if they are, they're on an oil rig or something, right? Like they're not gonna read gay ass lines with me, at 2 o'clock at night. And so I was like, oh, so 11 labs. I was like, that's a perfect usage of like a lot of tools, because then I could do video for the videos to help people actors out. I figured, okay, I could really use AI in every intricate of AI, from video to imaging to audio to writing and everything. So I built Actor. I'll pull it up, but Actor Lab, and I was like, and then the other thing is, I've always heard that actors weren't the smartest, right? And so like, if it was hard for me to like apply for acting roles and stuff, which I guess I'm not that smart either, but so this is what I built. So it's a SaaS company, and I have like a few people in there, but like, so you have everything from scene reader, so you could like just drop in right here. I have it all parsed out, so no matter what the script is or what format, you just drop it in right here. You could pick your voice from, you could do accents as well, stuff like that. You could click the speed, and then everything. Also, you could just, there's pre-done ones down here, so you just wanted to practice like there's ones that are like The Office and stuff like that, and then you can also do like demo reels, so you can analyze video, stuff like that. It's boring, but this is something I thought literally would, I mean, it's the best tool out there. I worked on it. I put like heart and sweat. And then when I was launched this, literally the week after I launched it, Claude came out, and I was like, all right. So I had to like kind of help out a little bit, but it's helping try to push it on social media, but it's not really going anywhere. And
hang on, what version did you come from again? What version did you say?
Version of what?
Of OpenClaw. When I just had you check, is it one
Oh,
something?
Yeah, I was a start 1.24.
That's what I'm saying. So you got on OpenClaw or Claude at the time before Alex even did that video, huh?
Yeah, the day, probably, if not the before, yeah, if not the day, because because I don't know if you remember, he kept talking about Mac Minis, but he wasn't talking about Clawbot. And my M1 computer that I've been running off everything it would literally force shut on me all the time. And I was like, I can't stand this. So I went to Costco, and I had like got the little, you have to like get a little receipt or whatever, right? You get like a little receipt, you take it to the counter. I had got the receipt, and then I was like, but remember, I don't really have the income coming in. And so I was like with my wife, and I was like, I don't know. And then I came home, and then it was like Monday morning or whatever, and I saw his video. I said, damn it. And I was like, damn it. And I literally just dropped everything, ran to the store. I looked like an idiot, just rushed in there, grabbed that stupid receipt, got it, put it in, plugged it in, and started going away. Like literally 82 days. And I still have like 3 days. I get reminders every day, because I want to take it back, because it's only 16 gigabyte and it didn't really handle that well for what I was running off it. Because I have a live stream that runs off it as well, but I moved that over. You ever seen my live stream?
No.
Yeah, you want to check it out? Real cool. It's I'm all into pyramids, so I built another site called Prolific, and this is the build, but it's also so I built a whole site around it, because I don't know if you know this, like the pyramids were built like 14,000 years ago, not 2,000 or 3,000, whatever people fucking think. And then so then I have a live stream, what you can watch, but it's also streamed on YouTube as well. And so basically just and it has audio on the YouTube version, I think. It just has like birds tweet in. So it shows every block by block, building on this. I think it's already, I'm on my computer right now. It's kind of slowing down. But yeah, so it builds block by block, all 500,000 of them. It's almost done. When it does, it's going to do a capstone build and stuff like that. And this revenue stream was hopefully, so see, just it runs live. It's supposed to be cut up. There's probably some error there or something, but yeah, I was hoping that like people can interact with this social interaction in the chat and say like, hey, make it, I don't know, do this or that or the other thing, right? And it would, like, say they want the pyramid to change the style or buy a block, or there's different views. You could change views, shit like that. I would just thought people would maybe engage in it, but I got like 4 people. It hasn't gone anywhere. But yeah.
Pretty dope.
Yeah, it's like a cool, and it just runs automatically, and you really can't get it in, like, I don't know what I can do to make it like better, because I used to have people in there building like the blocks, but it can't render that much. Like, it's a rendering issue, or like you can't do live like high quality video unless you like are in a studio maybe, or I don't really know what it takes to do that, but this is something I thought about doing, and it puts me to sleep because I count the blocks at night, and it's like just for shits and giggles. Like, instead of counting sheep, I count freaking blocks or whatever. Stupid of me.
Yeah, there's like 3 other people in here, right? Elvis, Ace, Mason, what are you guys working on?
Oh, I didn't even see the new guys. Hey guys.
Hey, I just literally joined because I was like, I just want to see what other people are doing.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you guys. I was just looking at your little whatchamacallit, the actors thing. That's actually kind of cool. I'm in New York City, so like our office is right by the Actors Equity building. And
Oh,
like
cool.
literally, like like during Broadway casting and stuff like that, you see like 400 people sitting there, like all doing their lines and whatnot.
Right?
You should just stand right outside the door and just be handing out flyers about your little app, right?
Like, I know. Like, that's what it takes. Like, have you heard about Hire a Human? When the whole Clawbot stuff started, there was
Yeah.
people, yeah, right. And so I could hire a human in New York City to go in front of that building with a sign that says Actor Lab, right?
Dude, for real. I mean, no, for real. You see the people like standing in like the corners handing out the flyers for like the Broadway shows, right? Why can't it be this?
Yeah, yeah. And this is actually, they could be rehearsing the lines on their phone, and it knows the cues, and so it's actually one of the biggest points of actors. Like, and then I have practice ones down here. If you just like go through it and you get your lines, and it'll tell you like the next line or whatever. So
that's kind of cool. Yeah,
kind of cool.
No.
They're just, it's not playing
cool.
right now.
Like I've been doing this now for like what, a month and a half, just like kind of playing around with stuff. I wish I had joined earlier when like the 512 gigs were still available. I finally, I'm not even kidding you, today I got my hands on like one 256 with 4 terabytes. And so like I'm excited. All I do is just like throw on a local model and play around with it.
Nice.
So,
what are you gonna try out? What local models do you want to
do it? I don't even know. Like, I guess GLM 5.1 is the one that Alex recommended. So
yeah,
I'm
man,
running it now, and it's way better than Codex.
Is it? Are you guys doing it on local or like the cloud?
I'm not doing local yet. I'm waiting for
I'm maxed at 32.
I need to get my device.
I'm maxed at 32 gigs.
Yeah, no, like I want to, but like the way I'm burning through just like ideas, like a gazillion ideas, so just like playing around with it. And like even the Max Claude subscription, I was capping on that, well, now I can't. So
well, yeah, me too. I was running limits. I never ran limits. I never got anywhere near like my level. I maxed out my 200, and then until like the week before they put the ban on. So I think they were already kind of starting to like,
oh no, for real, like
crunch down.
A week but leading up to it, you knew something was happening because I kept getting timed out, and like every like 4 minutes I'm like, there's something happening, and then I have to like ping my little thing just to do anything. And you knew like it was just the server was getting loaded, or they were like starting to throw the limits on people and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
have you noticed also that not only Claude just doesn't seem as good, but it won't recommend, if you talk about Codex or GPT, it's totally off. It's like, it will, I'm sorry, I forgot you wanted to install Codex on your other device. Yeah, we can get to that right now. And then, but first do this. And and then it keeps reminding me of stuff that's like awkwardly not important. Like, oh, don't forget to send that in by tomorrow. Like, hey, who cares? Like, what are you talking about? I don't know. I
No,
kind of feel like,
part is when I'm telling them about OpenClaw, and they're like, "Oh, do you mean like something?" And it's nothing related to like OpenClaw. I'm like, you know what I said? I literally typed out
yeah,
OpenClaw. Okay.
yeah, I get it. I don't know. I think they might have even put something in on there. Just maybe that's how they kind of did the detection of Clawbot, like how they
Yeah.
got us.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If you type OpenClaw anywhere in your session history, they're like, "We're just gonna just cap your account. I don't care." Right?
yeah. And I just found out I was on a. I just actually earlier I thought my bot was updating automatically because why not? And I was on 1.24 this whole time for since January 24th. I think.
Oh my god. Well, I
Yeah.
just updated the last 2 days because it had like the memory and the whatchamacallit. And so like I've just been playing around with it. I mean, I'm so like early in this thing in terms of stuff like if it fucks up, whatever, like I'll start all
But
over. I don't care.
you've been vibe coding though and everything
Yeah,
though. Like,
a little bit. Yeah, a little bit. But like with this local model, do you guys like I'm assuming I have to install an OpenClaw into that, right? To
mhm.
have it do its thing versus like, let's say a Henry, another Mac Mini, like directing into this like M3 Studio. I'm assuming I had to throw like an OpenClaw in there to orchestrate what's inside of that, right?
Shit, that's out of my pay grade, I think.
just
But
just buy another M3 Studio and just don't tell your wife.
yeah, there you go. I want it. I want a studio so bad, man. I guess I'll just have to get the M5s. I don't know. I
No,
wish.
I was gonna wait around for the M5s, but I don't think it's gonna at least be announced until June. That's sort of
Um,
the consensus. And then from there, it's not gonna get shipped out until probably like what, August? So, I mean, that's 4 months worth of like just play around time.
yeah, yeah. So and then what M version is yours? Your 512 that you have?
I got 256.
It's an M3 Ultra, right? Hey, real
Yeah.
quick, LM Studio is what you need.
There you go. That's what it's called, LM Studio. That manages all your models, right? And you get it from Hugging Face. All the models you can download from Hugging Face. I think I know that, right?
Yeah. LM Studio or Olama, I guess, right?
Or, but Olama, I don't know if Olama lets you run GLM unless, right? Is
Oh,
Olama
you're
is it its
right.
own model, maybe?
I think you're right. Yeah, I think it only selects like certain ones on there. You're right. I think that's right.
Yeah, you're 6 months ahead of me on that train. I don't know about local yet.
I literally the stupid thing and like the BH Studio because I mean like I get it, but last week it was Passover here, and so BH Studio whatever the store was is run, so the entire week was like everyone was off in that, like, so they closed the entire shop off for the entire week. So I ordered it the day before and I was like, fuck, I can't get it for a whole entire week. Are you kidding me? So like today they were open for 3 hours. In the middle of the day I ran off during work to stand in line to pick it up because like everyone had not max M3 Ultras, but like just other stuff that they ordered in the last like week that they couldn't pick up. So the line was like an hour long just to get this thing.
Damn. Dude, it was hard to get a mini out here because I started running mine. I saw that video and I'm like, my wife's old M1 Mac Air, threw it on there, 8 GB RAM. It was fine, but I was like, I want to get the Mac Mini because like, I don't, whatever, it's fun. And
Oh no. No. The Mac Mini, like I kept hearing about it and I was like, what the hell? Like what's so special about the Mac Mini and whatever, right? Now I get it, but at the like a couple months ago, I was like, I'm just gonna throw on my laptop, like Windows, like, laptop with like 16 gigs of RAM and just like start playing around with it. So that's how I got into like OpenClaw and stuff. And then like that's when I started for like a 256 or like a 512, and the only place you could look at it was like on eBay, and every single one, I'm not even kidding you, it was a scam. Like, not even
I know,
kidding
I was
you.
looking too.
Luckily, Yeah, like luckily I didn't fall for any of it. I mean, I at the very beginning I almost did, but like like luckily you have like protection and like PayPal and all this other stuff. And I was just like, wow, this is
I'm
so
good. Have a
cheap. It was like $2,000, and of course, duh, obviously it was too good to be true. It was true, right? So, anyway, I'm just here to see what you guys are doing and
Yeah,
kind of learning.
with the I like the Mac too because like again I do a lot of custom work in my business. I'm at a print shop right now, and I'm always sending files back and forth, and it's running on my marketing right now too. So I can just take some quick little videos files, airdrop it to my Mac Mini. It already picks it up. It knows what to do with it. You know what I mean? Like I'm already in the Apple ecosystem, so it's nice to have this. Plus, screen
Mhm,
share is easier. And then I also bought a little Mac Mini for my bot.
mhm.
And I installed that blue bubbles, so like I can it texts like customers and shit. Like it's great. It's pretty. I bought all this stuff for my AI employee, but I mean that's how I treated it from day one, and it served me really good. I mean, it
Oh
lowered
no,
my OpEx by like $12,000